in the hospital. Joining me now, CNN media analyst Sara Fischer. Also in the room as this unfolded, we were talking in the break about the president's message afterwards, but also the shared experience, because the fact is, well, we don't know who the gunman's targets were. Could have been the president, also could have been you and me.
Absolutely right.
Or other members of government in the room. And your point was that unites the folks in the room.
Yeah, it can't be a position where it's us versus them, where we're all in this position together, trying to take safety and also trying to protect everybody around us. There was some remarkable video that came out of the various journalists who are sitting with executives on that stage, and they're all trying to help leap over each other. Wei Zhang, who's the head of the White House Correspondents Dinner Association, she is also trying to help as they're escorting the president out. So everyone is in this together for protection. And it's hard to have this message come out of it's us against the press when we're literally all in the same position trying to make sure we're all safe.
Yeah, both in the line of fire, right? All those groups in the line of fire. Tell me about this dinner going forward, because initially, our understanding from our White House troops was that the president wanted to come back and continue the dinner tonight, one. And now he's saying, in 30 days, we're going to do it all over again. Is that really going to happen?
I'm skeptical for a lot of reasons. First of all, I've been to many of these dinners. You've been to many of these dinners. The tables are so jam-packed. I always wondered why it wasn't a fire hazard. But in this case, Jim, and we had a cabinet official sitting with Axios, it was so jam-packed, it was hard for some of us to get cover under the tables. It was also somewhat hard for the Secret Service to pull those officials out. They were trying their best.
It's really hard to move around. There are no clear pathways among,
Correct. So I think this is a wake-up call that the Hilton might be not capable of hosting that many people. The other thing that's interesting is that it's not just government officials and reporters. There are major CEOs and business moguls, diplomats who come in for this dinner. They have their own security teams and protocols. I doubt they're going to want to participate in something like this again, especially not in 30 days from now when we don't have a clear understanding of what the security is going to look like. This is a timeless tradition, having the White House Correspondents Dinner, bringing the press and the administration together. It's a shame because it's the first time the president was willing to come out. People were very optimistic this would be sort of a milestone in building the relationship and bringing it together. And so the question becomes, if it can't look the same way it has for decades, then what's it going to look like moving forward? I assume it's going to look smaller, perhaps less corporate. And there's a lot of corporate dollars, by the way, Jim, that come into sponsoring tables and parties. And I do think that there's going to be special security protocols, especially for those government officials. Yeah,
it'll be interesting what the president's input is, too, right? Because after Butler, Pennsylvania, because there were a lot of folks who said in the wake of Butler, Pennsylvania, assassination attempt on the president, that he couldn't have his outdoor rallies, which he loves.
Yes, I was just thinking as I was sitting there, because we had to stay there for a while after they had announced that there was something going on. You know, could you put up bulletproof glass? Could you create a scenario where members of Congress, officials, even people on the stage could be blocked off? And the answer is yes, but man, would that dampen the mood? So I don't quite know what shape this is going to take. What I do know is that the president's remarks after gave me a lot of hope that both the press corps and the White House and officials can come together and recognize that something needs to be done about not just security, but gun violence, repairing the polarization in society. And I'm hopeful that that could be the positive, through line throughout this whole thing.
It's a hope, right? Sara Fischer, good to have you on. Glad you're safe.
Thanks, Jim.
Especially given you're a new mom. Thanks so much.